plan to help SHEDEUR feel really confident and comfortable this week?
Yeah, without getting into specifics, obviously, you with any quarterback, with any player, really with any quarterback, you want them to feel as comfortable as possible. For young players like Dylan and SHEDEUR, that's pulling from a lot of different avenues. That's pulling from things that, they've been comfortable with within your system, things that they like. So that's our number one job, right? You want to make your quarterback comfortable. You want to call plays. You want to put in plays that breathe confidence into them as they hear them, as they call them, plays that they know they can make work. And then you press the guys around them to raise their level of play and play well to continue to breathe confidence into young players and into young quarterbacks. So that's really been the motivation this week moving forward. And had a good first day of practice, had a good walkthrough this morning. So continue to build off of that.
What's the realistic expectation for what that week of practice reps can do for SHEDEUR in terms of from what he did last Sunday to this Sunday?
Yeah, certainly don't try to put any sort of expectation on guys, especially young players. I think we're about our process and about what drives that process. Certainly you look at having a full week of prep, a full week of game planning, a full week of him being in the forefront of your mind as a coach, and he knows that as a player. You hope that all those things benefit and come to fruition on Sunday. Expectations, I would say we try to limit those. It's more about, hey, we're going to pour, this whole week into making sure that you feel comfortable and confident. And, our goal and our job is to make sure that he gets that feel and gets ready to go on Sunday.
What do you think of his debut?
Yeah. Look, I think it's a hard position to be thrown into, obviously, but that is the life of being a backup quarterback in this league. So a lot of guys have faced that. A lot of guys have played that role. Really proud of the way he fought. We had a chance there going into the last drive and had a chance to really up until the last couple plays to go ahead and either win the game or tie the game up at the very least there down the stretch. Had a shot there on the second to last play, and obviously the last play didn't go our way, and for a couple of different reasons, but really proud of the way he fought. He stayed resilient. He stayed in the moment. Gave us a chance to win the game at the end of the game, and we'll look forward to coming through on those opportunities down the stretch.
So much about trying to create explosives, and you mentioned that play, the second last play, and the one before that he took a shot. It feels like he has a skill set for throwing the ball deep and likes to throw the ball deep. Is that something you've noticed and something you maybe lean into with him?
Yeah, I think make him feel comfortable. What are the things that you feel like he excels at? That drive starter, right? He threw a big in cut to Harold that, really got us into position. And in 2 minutes, you're always looking for a chunk at some point to kind of get the drive going and get you in position to have success down the stretch. So, we're going to tailor it to what he's comfortable with, tailor what he's confident in. We have confidence in our guys down the field to make that play. We have confidence in Gage. When the ball was in the air, I truly believe Gage is going to make this play, especially the way that the turn happened and all that. We've seen Gage make those catches in practice a lot of times, and we have confidence in our guys to make those, and we have confidence in SHEDEUR to make those as well.
When you look back at the blitz looks that the Ravens showed you guys in the second half, just what do you think overall you guys can do to combat that a little bit better?
Yeah, it definitely felt like their plan shifted, right, with the quarterback change and the amount of pressure that they brought. Look, there's a lot of different things we can do schematically without getting into all the details, but certainly changing the launch point, we did a couple times. We max pro'd it a couple times. We got to be technically better in some areas. We have to be in the right checks in some areas. So, that protection, there's a lot of different issues that are caused, and it's our job as coaches to keep defenses off balance with our protection plan, and then, we got to execute in some of those specific looks as well.
I think a lot of those problems stem on the fact that your first down yardage is the worst in the league right now.
It could, yeah. It certainly could, yeah.
I mean, is that like been a focal point now, or what do you see the reason for that?
In terms of just pressure in general?
Why are you guys only averaging 4 yards first down?
Yeah, I think there's probably a bunch of different reasons there. Some missed opportunities, certainly both run and the pass, and something that we're focused on improving at.
Going back to when SHEDEUR made that start in Carolina, it seemed like early on, he was drifting backwards. When pressure would come, he kind of tried to run backwards. And it seemed like as the game progressed, he got more comfortable playing within the pocket. Do you feel like that's something for him that, you know, as he just gets more reps, he'll get more comfortable playing behind the guys in front of him?
Yeah, I think that's his first time playing, and there's probably some movements there that you want to eliminate. And I think as you get into the flow of game, a lot of quarterbacks, find their way as those first couple drives get going. And, certainly for him, he stood, like I referenced that first play, the 2-minute drive, he stood in there, knew what he had, knew what he wanted, stayed in the heart of the pocket, delivered a good ball. He moved a couple other times on that last drive to extend or slid a little bit to find Jerry on the completion on the shallow. So certainly in the flow of the game, you hope you kind of settle in and relax your feet a little bit. And the more you're back there, the more you feel confident in where those protections are and where we are protecting him. But we got to do our part around him and make sure that he feels that as well.
It looked like in the second half you guys did a little more hurry up. Is that true? And just why so?
Some of it was circumstantial, right? I mean, you're in really almost 2-minute drives there. The last 2 drives where you're on the ball, you're playing with a little bit more tempo. And then just, there was a plan of doing some of that in the game. Obviously the game script kind of changed on us a little bit when things changed. So we were trying to get comfortable and confident and then move ahead. So there was some of it based on being in 2 minutes and some of it part of the plan going into it.
How would you say that Dylan was coming along over his previous 2 games? And in a perfect world, and I know this is Kevin's decision, with you and everything, but in a perfect world, would you still like to see more of Dylan going forward?
Yeah, look, I'm pleased with, we want to continue to focus on the process of improvement. And certainly Dylan has areas that he wants to improve on and areas that we want to continue to coach him on and improve him upon. I thought we did some good things there in the first half that we were trying to come out of the bye and build off of. I think he was 7 of 10 when he came out. We hit a couple good balls to Sed. Had a missed opportunity there on the 3rd down late in the first half. So I thought Dylan was trajectory-wise in that game playing the right way and giving us a chance there to really have success offensively and doing some of the things that we've asked him. We're going to continue to stay with that process, continue to improve upon the things we need to improve on, and focus on getting all these guys better each and every day.
That throw to Harold to start out that last drive. I was watching SHEDEUR. Did you guys run the same play earlier and notice that was going to be open and then said, hey, let's go back to that?
We did run the same play earlier, yeah.
Work out there.
We liked the concept versus their coverages. We called it early. He checked it down to Dave for a solid gain. I think that was probably 2nd and long to the earlier point. We felt like the coverage was giving us a chance there. And, we have 2 guys there on that route that we trust. And, we did a great job of standing in there and delivering.
On the Gage pass, was the ball placement right, where he needed to put it?
Yeah, I mean, it was you throw those they're 50-50 go balls. I think he's done a nice job through practice of having the ability to place those balls outside the red line. And look, it was a good play by the DB. Give him a lot of credit for raking through it. But again, when that ball was in the air, I believed it was going to be caught, both with SHEDEUR and Gage. It just felt like it was the way Gage was turning and tracking the ball felt like a good spot for both of them.
Jamari was inactive, I think, for the first time this year. Just what went into that decision?
Yeah, team decision, right, and helping other places for the team.
You look at the Raiders defense. Does it start with Crosby for you? And then
Yeah, certainly.
especially with your tackle uncertainty
Yep.
again, how do you go into it prepared to stop him?
Yeah, again, without too much schematic, he's obviously a great player. Extremely disruptive, both run and pass. Even when he's not getting to the passer, he affects so many passes, like getting his hands up, getting in passing lanes. I think he does a nice job of reading the quarterback and when he's not getting a great rush, of finding ways to mirror and disrupt the ball. Relentless front side, back side of the run game. His motor is tremendous. And he's one of those guys across the league that can really impact games and change games defensively. He had a strip sack against Dallas. He had an interception against Chicago. He finds ways to impact the game. So it's all of our jobs offensively to make sure that we, neutralize that the best we can. Understand he's going to win some of his matchups, but try to eliminate the one-on-ones as much as possible.
Does he stay on the field more than any big-time energy?
Yeah, his play time is about as high as any of those guys in the league. You look at that upper echelon group of rushers, his play time's about the highest.
Wrote a bond, a throwaway or miscommunication, like a play or 2 before.
was not a throwaway, like the scramble drill you're talking about to the left. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Probably a little bit of a miscommunication. Probably also if you're gonna missing it in a safe way on a broken play. We had a couple more downs there for a chance. So as he extends it, probably a little bit of a not on the same page on the scramble drill, and a little bit of, hey, I'm gonna put this in a place where we could get it or it could fall safe. Thought it was a good decision by him.
It's like Gabriel and Sanders couldn't be more different. I mean, besides one's lefty and one's righty, Gabriel seems to be robotic as a quarterback and follows everything to the script. And it seems like SHEDEUR's wants to freewheel it and get excitable and throw downfield more. So you have to adjust your mentality in calling plays at all.
It's funny, like a coach a long time ago told me, like, hey, when you play the quarterback position, there's an art and a science, right? Like, you can't be full-time artists, you can't be full-time scientists. The great ones kind of have that blend of when is it time to play on script and when is it time to play within the system, and then when is it time to let your instinct take over. I think with all quarterbacks, you try to find that right blend, right? I don't think you can play this game completely by the book, and don't think you can play this game completely like a cowboy, right? You got to have the blend of both, and that's something we try to instill in our guys. And I would say SHEDEUR has some ability to play within the framework of the offense, just like Dylan has some ability to play free and create plays. And it's, as young players, I think in this league, you're trying to find your footing on how to do that, right? And so for both of them, that's something that, we discuss and we talk about. And, hey, we have a premier look. Let's play within it. Hey, go bail us out and make us right and find a way to make a play.
They're pretty opposite in their styles.
I think they both have strengths and weaknesses that, you try to heighten their strengths and minimize their weaknesses. I think they both play the quarterback position. They both prepare the way that you want quarterbacks to prepare. You're looking at, maximizing their opportunities. I guess I don't really look at it in terms of comparing the two of them a whole lot.
Is there something to be said for giving SHEDEUR an opportunity to throw to some of the guys? I mean, I know you guys do that one to Gage, but, you got Caden back. You got Gage. You feel so comfortable with his hungry dog.
Yeah, I would say certainly you have opportunities from July till now to throw with everybody. Again, that's part of being the backup, but I would say a lot of those guys that are out there, he was drafted with, he's repped with, I certainly said, and Jerry might be a little bit on a different page, but, I feel like we've done a nice job since July of really maximizing opportunities for all of our quarterbacks, right? We started with 4 and we found creative ways to get all of them opportunities. And is it perfect? No, it's never going to be perfect. Certainly this week will help tremendously of building some of the rapport and some of the timing between the quarterback and the receivers. And I know SHEDEUR feels really good and confident about that. Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right, there you have it. I get all kind of alerts to bring you all the quickest and most up-to-date content. So please forgive. I'm actually out on the road. I got an alert. Tommy Reese was doing a live press conference. He's the offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns, who Kevin Stefanski turned over play calling to. So I was really interested in wanting to get this content to you all. So there you have it. I'm Randy Prentice, the host of Premier Sports Talk. May y'all have a blessed day. But do me a favor. It's a simple ask to help get this content pushed out so it can be exposed to more people. Drop your comments, good, bad, or indifferent, how you feel about ShedeurSanders starting this upcoming Sunday against the Raiders. Let me know if you want to see Dylan Gabriel get back in there after he gets off a concussion protocol, or would you rather see ShedeurSanders play the rest of the year? Tell me if you think if he's going to be able to pull out a victory, or if you think the Browns may once again fall short. But again, thank you for tapping in. Thank you for supporting the channel, because without you all blessing the channel, there is no Premier Sports Talk. Y'all take care. See you when I see y'all.